have something called P&G games, and it's purple and gold games. And what it is it's by dorm. Each dorm has a color. They're represented by a color in their t-shirts and students wear. And we do games, I would say once every 3 weeks. And it's during community period. And students and the teams are, lined up. And we play fun games. We'll play like dodgeball or kickball or tug of war. And what that does, it's a way for students to work together within their dorm. And then it's a way for students to get to know kids in other dorms by competing and having fun. There's a lot of laughter and it's a big deal. Kids really like it. Sometimes we'll have ice cream out there or have music playing. It's just a fun way to bring the community together. So that is done a lot through clubs. It's done a lot through our cultural festivals. I would say, generally speaking, about once a month, there is some sort of cultural event or a student celebrating something from their own homes. So for instance, one of my advisees coming up, they're giving out moon pies, and in advisory, we're all making lanterns, and then the lanterns will be hung outside. So that's one example. Our cultural events. Oh, here's another good one. So if, say, you're a student, and I'll just pick a country, say South Korea, and you are really missing some food from home and you're really missing your mom's cooking, you can go into the dining hall and go up to chef and say, hey chef, my mom really makes whatever it is really well and I miss home. Chef loves that actually, and what he does is he incorporates it into the meal the next day or whenever he can get the materials needed, but he's really good at that. We also have kitchens all over campus where kids are teaching others how to make food from their various countries. So there's a lot of celebrating different cultures on campus in small ways and then in bigger ways that are more organized. But a lot of it happens organically amongst students. Well, first we have about 34 AP courses on campus, and they range from many different areas of academics, from science to math, history, all sorts of different and unique AP courses. And they change based on trends, what colleges are looking for, what our student interests are. So those AP courses are changing from year to year. And we have our teachers are able to teach many different courses over many different grade levels. But our signature program, and I think is very unique to Perkiomen, is what we call our institutes. And we have 4 institutes on campus. We have a medical institute, an entrepreneurial institute, a design institute, and an AI institute. All of those 4 institutes are hands-on learning. So for instance, our medical institute is studying medicine. It's for students who are interested in medical research. Maybe they want to be a doctor. They actually go into health centers and they work with doctors. So they're learning about instrumentation in a hospital, about different equipment. And they also go to a cadaver lab where they're actually learning how to operate on humans. So it's a big deal, very popular institute. Students need to be strong in science, however, to go into that. We also have a business institute, which would be entrepreneurial. And those students, a key component is they take a college course, a college credit at the University of Delaware, and it's a business course. So that is a strong component of that program, and that's for students who are interested in business, finance, marketing. Many of our international students come here and they have businesses at home. So they come into the Entrepreneurial Institute and they take what they learn and they bring it home. That's kind of a unique thing about the Entrepreneurial Institute. We have an AI Institute, which is all computer programming, gaming, cybersecurity. So students are learning the back end of gaming, not just playing the games, but learning what goes into making the games. And then design, and that's geared towards students who are art-minded. So drawing, painting, pottery, glass blowing, all of those things, architecture. All 4 institutes, the students need to write a capstone paper of about 30 pages. They need to present a project and they need to do research. So we have about 125 colleges that visit us on campus, and they seek out these students because they are writing extensively and they are also able to speak and do research. And in fact, I'm going to hold something up. This student here is from Bulgaria, and he was in our medical institute, and we highlighted him because he went home over the summer and he wanted to continue working in the medical field because he wanted to go home and be a doctor. So he went into his local hospital, sat down with someone and explained that he is in this medical institute at Perkiomen and that he works with fellow students, and they allowed him to start a student volunteer program in Bulgaria. So we're really proud of this young man because he took what he was learning at Perkiomen and took it home. And the students do get these jackets. So it's kind of a real big deal. In the Design Institute, we had a student who was very interested in jewelry making, and we put her in touch with a local jeweler, and she learned the business of jewelry making is still continuing it in college, more for fun, but she's studying business in college. So she hopes to continue with that. So there's story after story of students in these institutes who are being brave enough to continue on in college and at home to continue working in these fields. So I would say that institute is by far our most popular and unique program at Perkiomen. We have 3 college counselors on campus. And what's interesting and great about them is they all came from colleges. So they were working in the college industry before they came here, which is really quite nice. So they understand it and have a lot of connections. College counseling for us starts quite young. So we speak to our 7th and 8th graders about college, and we're talking about fun things like mascots and the difference between a university and a college and big colleges versus small colleges. So it's more conversational, but it gets them thinking about where their interests are. And then in 9th and 10th grade, we help students pick classes based on interests. So if we know a student wants to be a doctor, we're making sure that that student is challenging themselves in the maths and sciences and maybe getting into the medical institute. So we guide their course selection. And then 11th and 12th grade is when it really ramps up, and our counselors are split. Each one of them has about 30 to 50 juniors and seniors, and they work with them individually and with parents. So there are lots of Zoom meetings going on because a lot of times what a student wants for college and what a parent wants for college are different. So we want to bring the two together and make sure that we understand what the student's looking for. We have students who are looking for individual type technology schools, or we might have a student who's interested in medical school later, or a student who is really interested in MIT. So it is our job to help guide them, pick classes, get their essays done, and guide them through the process. It's very thoughtful in its delivery, very deliberate in its delivery, and we have a very good success rate. A lot of families ask about Ivies and do our kids go to Ivies? Yes, indeed they do. But our goal primarily is to help students pick a college that is best for them. And an interesting fact for us is we track transfer rate in colleges. So when our students go to college, are they staying in that college? Are they happy with that college? And for the most part, our students don't transfer. And what that tells us is that we are helping the students pick the schools that are most suited for them, which is, to me, very telling. Our college counseling office is open. It's an open door all the time. You can make appointments, you can pop in, but they're there. And then juniors and seniors, we have something called L period, where it's community life. It's a class. It could be a lifeguarding class. It could be a finance class. It could be a cooking class. They're life classes. So we have L period for college counseling. The counselors meet and they talk about what is needed during the course of their process. Very thorough, very good. Success rate is excellent.